Hello and welcome back to Crazy Cat Fishing. Today we're going to make leashes for our kayak. A few things we're going to need. One is a stick cut to length. I don't know what diameter it is, but as you can see, it's not real thin and ain't real thick. Go find you a stick, make sure it ain't rotten, whatever. You need a knife to whittle it down, get all the bark off of it. Of course, you need some weed eater line, some scissors, some carabiners, some tape, electrical tape, or if you have metal wire crimps, these are the fast, easy way to do this. But today we're going with electrical tape. Excuse me. You need a pot or a pan to put water in. You also need to make sure that your stick or your wooden rod, whatever you want to use, will fit inside of here. That's very important. I made a couple mistakes with the first few. Let's see, where do we start? I went ahead and cut some weed eater line, cut it about 6 foot long. This rod, piece of wood here, is about 6 inches long. This will do about 6 feet of line. So I went ahead also and cut slits in each end. You take your knife. Be careful about this. I didn't cut myself today doing this. You stick it in there and slowly push it down. You just want to push it apart enough to get your line in there. And you want to go to the other side and do the same thing. Alright. Now, take your line. Of course, you need your scissors to cut your line with. Pry it open, or you cut slits in it, just enough to get your line to go in the slit. Now, another important thing here, when you do this, you want to pull this out about 4 inches, roughly, enough that you can make a loop. Alright, once you get that to that point, you just want to take your line as you can see, it ain't as simple as it seems. You take your line and you just start wrapping it around your stick, trying to keep it as close and as tight as you can get it, all the way down to the other end. Alright, this takes a few minutes, so I'm going to pause right here and I'll be right back once I get to the other end. Alright, see you in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. As you can see, I didn't cut enough line to go all the way to the end of this, but that's fine. You just take your line and run it. Let me see if I can get this to open now. There's the opening. Slide this down through there, just like so. I know it don't look pretty, but this is how it's done. Anyway, now I'm going to pause you again, and we're going to go put some water in our pot. So come along with me. Eddie, here we are now. I done put water in the pot, put it on the stove, got it on high, and you just drop it in there. When it starts to boil it for 10 minutes. Alright, and when this is done boiled for 10 minutes, we'll come back and we'll go to the next step. Stay tuned. Well, hey, I'm back. It's been about 10 minutes. One thing I did forget to tell you in the beginning, you're going to need some tongs to get this out of this boiling water. Okay, the reason and what we're fixing to do is we're going to take this, the leash, we're going to take it straight out of the boiling water and straight into a freezer. Now the reason we do this, by putting this in this boiling water for about 10 minutes, it softens up the weed eater line, which makes it form to the shape of the stick, as a spiral. Alright, and then when we throw it into the freezer, that cold air for about 10 minutes is going to cause it to keep its form. It ain't going to undo itself. So let's turn this off. Go ahead and grab these. Alright, let's go to the freezer. Set them up there like that. And we will see you in about 10 minutes. Okay, here we go. I just got it out of the freezer. Let's move to the next step. Alright. Pull this out of the stick. Pull this end out. And loosen up a little bit. And grab it and just twist it out of the stick. Comes right out. They stick over here, and this is what you're left with. Alright, if you have the metal crimps, wire crimps like these, this is the easy part. You would just slide one end of this in through one of the holes, slide it down here, flip this around, stick it through the other hole, take some pliers or a crimping tool and crimp it down, and that part's done. But since I don't have any, I'm going to use electrical tape. This works just fine. It will hold pretty well. I mean, you're not going to have a lot of tension on these per se. But with electrical tape, you will have to come back in about 3 months, usually, about how long it lasts, and retape them. But you just fold it over, put it one in, and start wrapping your tape. Now, you might be wondering, why do I need leashes for? Well, one of the biggest things you need a leash for is your paddle. If you set it in your lap and you're sitting there fishing, next thing you know, it's done slid off, especially if you hooked into a fish, it has slid off in the water and then done past you somewhere. You're not nowhere near it. Other things that you need it for, let's see, I brought them in, is I keep I hook the knife to mine, and I hook this in to my crate, and then I got a pair of fingernail clippers that I've slipped on there before I put it onto my pliers, and I just took the long end part, stuck it up here, and just wrapped tape around it. That way, I don't know how many times I have went to get a hook out of a fish's mouth or crimp down a split shot and forget that I'm in the kayak and just drop them off the side of the kayak because I'm used to fishing on the bank. I used to just setting it down. Well, thankfully I've had them leashed, and I've had them for the whole year that I've had them on the kayak. But if it hadn't been for the leashes, I don't know how many pairs of pliers I would be having to go out and buy. And I made some for my rods, but I found real quickly that, well, they work real good. I've actually had them save my rod before. Like I said, I forgot that I was in the kayak and I didn't have that much room inside of me and go to set it down for a reason, to untangle the line from the tip or whatever, set it down, and it'd go in the water and I had it leashed. But the leashes really get in your way. You get tangled up in them if they're connected to your rod, and you pretty much have to unleash them anyways to cast and reel them in, because these clips get in the way. You can't reel them. But now I've found that I just take a piece of pool noodle, split them down one side, slip them over my rods, zip tie them down, and they float. If they fall in, I drop them, they'll float. I don't have to worry about getting tangled up in these. But these are, like I said, these are good for connecting your pliers and other tools that you might use, knives, and hook them to your crate. You just take these carabiners now, slip them in here, and you can clip that to your crate. Or, depending on what you're using, like if you're going to make it into a rod leash, you clip this onto your crate, and this around the handle of your rod or your reel, and there you have a rod leash. Now, if you want a paddle leash, you don't want these clips on here. So when I first started out, I had a clip. My kayak has a paddle leash made in the middle of it, and every time I paddle, this thing was clanking against it, and it was making too much noise. So I took the carabiner off, took some paracord, tied it onto that loop, and then of course up here I took some more paracord and made another loop so that it would slide on over my paddle. My paddle comes apart. I just slide it on there, stick the paddle back together, and I'm good to go. And if I want to take my paddle off for some reason, I just undo my paddle, pull that off, and bam. But anyways, folks, that's how you do it. It's pretty simple. It's pretty quick. Other than the 10 minutes for boiling and 10 minutes for the cooling down to help keep its form. But thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please comment down below. If you like this, please like it. Subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see you on the next video.